What's up, everyone, and welcome to our first look at Diablo Immortal. So, the game just came out on PC yesterday. It was actually out on mobile, and we wanted to give our first impressions. As everybody knows, I'm a huge Diablo fan, so mainly Diablo 2. But
No.
we wanted to at least give it a shot. So we all played a little bit of it, and we wanted to, give our impressions. So, Joe, how about you start us off and give us a little of your thoughts?
Uh, we always like to start on a low note. No, so I played the game for about 20 minutes on mobile yesterday just to because new Diablo comes out, you got to play it. On mobile, although I'll never play it on mobile again, it actually ran really well, and I'd probably argue better than on PC. Uh, it felt good, like how the controls were set up, which isn't something that I can normally say about mobile games. The story starting out was at least a little bit interesting, which most Diablos aren't to me. I'd kind of just go, here I go killing again. But yeah, the gameplay is good. Um, it's most definitely all around a mobile game. Even playing it on PC, you could tell that it was built for mobile first, and they kind of just threw it on the PC because they want more money. Uh, I personally don't like mobile games or like how they're set up, which is like 50 different menus and all these different things popping up on my screen that just drive me absolutely bonkers. And there's always like the little red gem that like, oh, I gotta go into this menu because I gotta see what I got here. And there's 30 different things to do. But gameplay wise, it's pretty straightforward. It feels very Diablo 3 to me. Um, Aesthetically feels the same way. The ability art is surprisingly good for what I expected from a mobile game in terms of like uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Effects and hmm, yeah, we'll just go with effects. There's a better word, but I can't think of it. When it came to PC, there was a lot of issues I had with using attacks. So like I'd be trying to run somewhere and I'd just randomly be attacking. And like I wasn't clicking to attack. It was like an auto attack when I was trying to just move,
I had the
which I
same
didn't
issue.
like. Um there was also the fact that like enemies were clearly in my ability marker and I just didn't hit them. I know PC version's in beta, but I've probably played about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours worth of PC, and like I said, 20 minutes of mobile. But mobile combat just felt way better. I played a mage for the PC version and a demon hunter for the mobile, and just all around everything was better on mobile. Um, I did find out you could use the WASDs to move around in the game and spacebar to do your basic attack, which helped my issues a bit, but it still was just a train wreck of like the auto attack thing, which drove me nuts. And also, I feel like the mage is super overpowered, which big surprise for Diablo. But yeah, that's about all I got. The aesthetic is really good. It looks incredible on mobile. I have a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which it's a semi-powerful phone. There's definitely better out there nowadays, but it runs the game incredible and no frame drops, nothing like that. It was really surprising to me how well it released onto mobile.
Mhm.
But you guys are, let's see what Bravo got to say, because Brad's just going to talk forever if we let him go. It's
Yeah.
Diablo.
So, everything you said, I agree with. I had the same exact issues on PC. I did not try it on mobile. Uh, but a couple of extra things. As far as graphics go, nail on the head. It's Diablo 3. It's so eerily close to D3. Uh, even the monster skins, or what are the character models? It's the exact same models for D3.
Yeah, I
Uh,
noticed that as well.
and which I'm not saying that's terrible. Like reuse assets, it's your assets, you know. But like it's just interesting that we've gone from like D3 releasing on a PC and now it's on a mobile. You know, you might as well just put Diablo 3 on mobile. Um, the the combat, I thought it was pretty interesting that you could essentially automatically orb walk because your character will walk between auto attacks. So I used WASD and was moving around, and my character would stop, auto, take 3-4 steps, stop, auto, take 3-4. So like, you know, they probably just simplified the combat because it's a mobile game. The biggest thing that bothers me, the fact that it's a mobile game, because I play mobile games. I'm playing a mobile card game right now, and uh, I frequent other mobile games, so like I'm not against them. But whenever you play it on PC, which is where I would plan to play this guy, is the menu screens just pop up and take up the whole screen. So I'm dragging my mouse over, clicking a thing, and dragging it back over, clicking another thing. You know, like on your phone, you just be like pop, pop, pop. So that's the only problem I have with it. The Some of the abilities of the wizard, the one that I chose, same as Joe, they are so very similar to the wizard in the Gauntlet game that I really like. So I thought that was pretty funny. Um, all the abilities are cooldown based, so it's a little bit different than the other Diablo game. And the final thing I want to talk about, I'm not sure you guys want to get that deep into it. I'm still learning about it, but let's hear what Brad has to say first.
Sure. First off, what level did you guys get to? Out of curiosity, do you know roughly?
12.
12? Okay.
19 or 20.
Okay. I'm at 28 right now. So I chose the barbarian. Big surprise.
Big
And
surprise.
yeah, big surprise. It's basically all I play. So I'll talk about the same thing that you guys did as well first. Mobile versus PC. Pretty much, honestly, going in circles. It definitely was built ground up on mobile, 100%. And when you play it on mobile, it does feel a little bit smoother. Honestly, I think the graphics even like it almost smoothed out as I started playing it more. But when I first launched the game on PC, like it looked like the game was like 800 by 600.
Yeah,
It's
it
probably
didn't
a
look good
scale
from the
issue,
group.
right? Like you're
Yeah, it
scaled
was
down to your
something.
phone so your eyes don't catch so
Yeah,
many details.
Yeah, something was definitely going on, but actually, like I watched it one more time and it looked a little bit better. So I'm wondering if it was like something still just didn't finish downloading or whatever in the background. Um, but anyways, couple things that I um noticed that I wasn't a huge fan of. I'll just get those out of the way first. I absolutely hate that they made this like the MMO style.
yep,
Like it reminds me of Lost Ark, kind
very
of.
much.
And I did not like that game at all. That was probably my least favorite ARPG I've played in a long time.
I don't mean to like butt into you, but
Yeah.
it's an MMO, but the enemies don't fight the same, or like the other players don't fight the same enemies you do. You could see them fighting like a shadow of the same enemies you're fighting, but they're
Yeah.
not the same
It's just
unless you get to like a world boss, which I ran into once, and we actually got to fight together.
Oh yeah,
so
whenever you go to when you get to the end of the area, you find a dungeon and that's when you can like queue up in the same instance.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
that too.
I chose not to. Every time
Yeah,
I just
I did everything solo.
same. So my thing is it's just there's like other obviously the Zul guy that's on the screen right now. Uh it's different because he's part of the story. But like sometimes there were like five different characters on the screen, and you could see them like spinning around, doing this, that, and everything. And it's like, but they weren't fighting anything. There's
Yeah,
no
they're
enemies
just
on the
hitting
screen.
ghosts.
They're just spinning around doing stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to like listen to what this dude's talking about over here. Uh, it was a little bit frustrating at that point. Also, very similar to Diablo 3, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, I give Diablo 3 a lot of crap because it's not the Diablo that I love, but it's still a fun game. I will admit, like, it's got good combat. And it honestly is a very good mobile game. Like, this is probably the best mobile game I've ever played, like by far. So I could see myself playing it on my phone, but I would like I just can't play mobile games. It's just hard for me.
And both.
So, anyways, that's one thing. But the equipment in Diablo 3, I always had an issue with because of the very simplified.
Green arrow, go Bert.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, green arrow up mean yes, equipped, please. It just infuriates me that and I mean they simplified it even more where it just like certain items are damage and certain items are life. That's how simple it is basically.
Yep.
So now, yes, maybe late game, whatnot, it'll get more complex and everything. But to me, right now, it's there should be more complexity to it even early on. I mean, Diablo 2, there's like different attributes and whatnot that you get right off at the start. I mean, you can be level 2 and get some crazy stuff. It just how the game is. But anyways, positives, it absolutely does look great for a mobile game, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think I like this game better than Diablo 3 already. It's because of the callbacks that they do to the other games. So, obviously, being such a huge fan of Diablo 2, there's a lot of references to it. And this game takes place in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. So, it made me kind of excited. Did either of you guys get to Leoric's area?
The castle?
I don't know if it was a castle, but it's you go against King Leoric.
I think I fought a king.
Did not.
He's the boss. He was like one of the bosses. But when you get to his area, it's literally one of the coolest areas I've seen in these games. Like it's just awesome. There's a lot of cool things going on into it.
My favorite area was I don't know. I don't think it's the same area you're talking about, but the area where there was the gas or glass floor with like
That's the
big
same area I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, that area was super cool.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the King Leoric area, and you're probably super close if you haven't been there yet. Bravo.
Yeah, I've literally seen him like smashing at the floor from below, and I had someone else in Discord with me who was playing it, and I was like, "Holy profanity word! This area is so cool!" Like just seeing him underground, like it's
Oh
not
yeah.
something that you'd expect in most games, let alone a mobile game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's exactly the part that I was thinking of. Like I saw that, I literally stopped and was just like staring at him because it was so.
I was waiting for him to break through the
That
glass, and
was.
like I
Me
just
too.
stood there and was like, "All right, any day now."
So couple things to note. Every character it seems to has 2 primary attacks and then 12 like skills. So the primary, like your left click is the primary attack. And you build that. So this took me forever to realize. So on the screen, if you look, there's like a little bar that builds up. I literally didn't realize that is your like ultra move, the ultimate move or whatever. I didn't realize that it was correlated to your left click primary kill, like primary attack.
Yep.
I had no idea. So I was just like, this thing's just coming up random. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, they've got the crest. I can't remember. Bravo probably can remember what that was. So what was it? The end game content that you'd put the rifts? Isn't that what it was called?
Nephilim rifts.
Nephilim rifts. Yes. So they have something very similar to that. Skarn is literally just Diablo with a different name. I have absolutely no idea why. It doesn't make any sense. It literally looks just like Diablo 2. It's really weird. Didn't make much sense to me. I have other things to mention that were from the game, like in it, but I don't want to like spoil anything if you guys don't want to hear it. It's not really. It's more of like areas and people you run into. I'm not gonna talk anything deep. So it's up to you if you want to hear it or not.
Say we probably hold off on that since the game just came out. Try to keep away from most spoilers. Just kind of go with the general overview here and our feelings and thoughts.
Put it this way, if anybody enjoyed Diablo 2 enough, like you guys will at least have a lot of stuff that you'll run into and be like, Oh yeah, I remember that from our playthrough and whatnot. So I definitely would say at least play to. Uh, it's not very far from like where you guys are at. It's like right around level 20. You get there, so
Yeah.
they start referencing it and whatnot. But yeah, I like I said, honestly, I'm enjoying it a lot more than I expected. It it still is very much Diablo 3, but I think because of the more, they definitely went with darker tones. You could tell this game they put some love into it, and it's a little darker. I think that they definitely did overtake Diablo 3, so it's positive, right?
I feel the opposite. I like Diablo 3 better. And I think that comes down to like the mobile features, like these constant pop-ups on my screen. They're like, "Here, give us money," and I feel like
Yeah.
that's what puts it down too low for me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't feel like it was that much of, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was like overwhelming of like, oh, buy stuff. Like they were like they mentioned it a few times, and also on top of that, I really didn't check a lot of my stuff. I just was playing the game, and thankfully, as of right now, it doesn't seem like you have to put a penny into it. Like I'm sure where the money aspect comes into play is like competitive, maybe. I don't know if there's PvP in the game,
There
Yeah,
is.
so
but
there is essentially pay to win features with the gems. I know that.
yeah, and I know the gem, like I got one gem as of right now. You get a gem for free.
Yeah,
One of your side quests or whatever. So it's you could tell the gems definitely add stuff to it, but as long as I can get through the game without having to drop money, like because I have like in order to move on in the story, like, oh, you want to progress in the late game areas that after you beat the story. If people want to put money into it, that's on them. Like I have no issue with like, yeah, I'd give them a couple dollars if I like the game a lot. I've got no issue supporting developers, but as of right now, like I won't support them if I have to do that to literally beat the game.
yeah. I just despise the like blatantly trying to jam it down my throat. But like other games where it's not pay to win feature. I mean, that's the main reason I stopped playing Pokemon Unite. I enjoyed the game for what it was, but I hated the fact that if there's a pay to win feature, I just refuse to play the game.
I think the big issue from Pokemon Unite and this at least is like Pokemon Unite is strictly PvP.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a difference. I just
Yeah.
if I'm gonna play this game, I'm not gonna play it on my phone because I just don't play phone games.
Yeah.
And
I
I
hear you.
feel like the PC version, while it's still in beta, just isn't ready to be a thing.
Mm.
I feel like it's very unoptimized, and I feel like the controls are a little too clunky. So
You
for
could
me,
change
it's
all
a
the
game.
controls, by the way.
I know I was, but it
Yeah.
doesn't make too much of a difference in terms of like how it feels as a PC
So
game.
I know the default controls like for because you guys are talking about something like movement or whatever. They
Yeah, I
actually
switched to
have
velocities.
they actually have a move, like I think right click by default was
Right
a
click is move, left click is
yeah.
attack.
So I you still can left click to move, which is what I did
Yeah,
because I literally have to. Like I literally my brain would melt if I tried to right click and move in a
Mm-hmm.
Diablo game. But what I did was I remapped so one of the skills is right click as well, just because like I don't know, it's just so Diablo to right click to use a skill. I'm like, all right, I got to do this along with
Yeah, for
one,
you
two,
old
three.
school.
Yeah, it just I just mapped it not 100% like Diablo 2, but I made it a little more similar to that, and it didn't feel terrible. It you could like Joe said, it definitely needs some more cooking. It is in beta, but I'll probably end up finishing this game on the PC um, relatively easily because it feels good enough for me, or at least right now, to where
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I can get through it. So, but we'll see because maybe by the time I hit 30 or something, it'll be like just like huge spike, and it's like, oh, pay money to get through it.
yeah.
I
For
don't.
me right now, it just
Yeah.
doesn't have that like luster to it.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think the game. Well, I don't think you'll have much of a problem beating the game without paying a single penny. But if you wanted to, like, improve your build and get higher in the dungeons and the rifts, you're going to have to eventually pay. And if you want to be on a leaderboard, since other people are paying, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah. Thank
And
God I do not have that itch in me.
to
Hey, there's the
to
area, by the way.
yeah,
Yep.
to put it in a nutshell, it seems as though so there's gyms with different stars, 1 to 5 stars, and then those star ratings also have like sub ratings on them, which is like where you get into the mobile game aspect, where it's just like layers upon layers upon layers of like stats increasing and whatnot. But it's pretty much impossible to get anything above a 3 star gym if you're a free to play player, which means you are going to greatly reduce how much stats you can get. So, like, the difference between a 3 star and a 5 star gym is more than double the percentage, right? So, like, a 3 star will get you 60% max of the stat, right? So, like, vitality, you'll get 60% more vitality with a maxed out tier 10 3 star gym. But a maxed out tier 10 5 star gym will get you 160 or 140 percent increase in health. So, like, you have 6 armor slots or 6 item slots on your character, so every single one of them is going to be double or more of whatever gym you have as a free to play player. So, like, you will not be on the top of the leaderboard as a free to play player. And to kind of top it off, because I don't really want to talk about the monetization about too much, is the the paywall for the the ability to have a chance to max out a gym is just ridiculous. I'm talking hundreds of dollars if you're lucky, thousands of dollars if you're average. If you've got like the the middle of the bell curve chances, where if you have a maxed out character as far as gyms go, you've spent thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
It's just ridiculous the amount of money you'd have to spend to have a maxed out character. And
Yeah.
thankfully, I think none of that applies to any of us regular folk, because we're just gonna play the game and have fun, uh, and go about our business. But the whales, or the from the community, the krakens that are spending money on these upgrades, those are the ones that are going to keep the game alive.
You know what? I was actually thinking about it, comparing it to like the card games and whatnot too. So obviously, like with card like art variants and whatnot, you know how like Hearthstone has like the different heroes, like in Battlegrounds, they got the
Yep.
hero packs and whatnot. In this game, they have like I know armor sets that you can buy, like cosmetics also,
Yeah. No, I
and
was wearing the
Sort of.
free one.
yeah, and it's weird to me that like I can't imagine playing this because like I just view this so much as like a single player experience, and also when I play a Diablo game, like part of I think the enjoyment is when I'm uh seeing my character like get stronger by the gear upgrades. It's like seeing him put like just like heavier armor on and whatever, and
From
get
rags
bigger.
and end up in
Mm-hmm.
like full gold set.
Yeah, exactly. Like I it's satisfying. So and it's just weird that you can put this cosmetic on at level 1 and you can look that exact way from level 1 till whatever the max level is. I think it's like 60 or something in this game.
Right, and then the your gear upgrades with how powerful your character is, which is a reflection of the gems that you have. And
Mm.
it's unclear at this point where like what the threshold is for like your gear to like transform or whatever. But free to play players probably won't get half of the last two stages. If statistics work out, like you won't reach the last two. Definitely not the last stage, but maybe not even the stage right before that of like your armor looking powerful and whatnot, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm not gonna spend money to try to to try to get that.
No, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I imagine I'm probably one of the biggest Diablo fans, like that you guys probably know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I know Bravo's got one, but like the fact that I have no desire to like pay money for it, I feel like should probably tell you that it's you know, I don't know who the whales are for this, but I'm sure there's somebody out there. Anyways, getting long in the tooth for this one.
So, all in all, Bravo, is this a game you're going to play through?
I'll play through it once. Yeah, I'll get through the story.
I'm
you already
definitely
know
still
I'm
up in the
beating it.
air. Yeah, I know this game could come out and be a dumpster fire, and you'd still get through it.
Yeah, I'd have to get through it. It's just
Yeah.
I have to.
I did not. Everybody's talking about the gyms and like the drama around the game or whatever. I am curious how much variability the game's gonna have with as far like items and stuff. So if the game has good variability and equivalently replayability, I might even play through it more than one time. But it's not looking good right now. Just the one time for me.
So right before, I know we were trying to end it, but real quickly, for gear wise, I haven't found anything other than the only thing I've found is a rare. I haven't found like a unique or legendary. And then number two, I probably would end up playing through it a couple times if like as we stated before, as long as it doesn't hit you with like a pay to win aspect part. But I could see myself. I'm enjoying it enough to where I can get through it. But yeah, it I think the gear will probably ramp up as you get a little bit further. I was kind of surprised actually after specifically this guy. Spoilers, he's one of the guys, but specifically after beating him, I was kind of surprised you didn't get like your first like legendary item right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. They'd be like, "Oh, look at this! Look at this!" Yeah. Yeah. Any last thoughts, gentlemen? All right. Be sure you like and subscribe if you made it this far. The social media stuff is in a link down below, and we will catch you next time.